Let's see if he's going to go for it. He does. Let's try to kill him though. We do have Deathtouch first strike, so of course we just need to touch him once. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to watch Hello Good Game. Today we'd like to demonstrate a couple things while trying to blend it in to an overall deck that's semi-playable. And now I want to stress this off the start. This deck's probably not for a ranked queue. If you're brave, you want to play it, see how it does, go ahead. But I think this is going to get stepped on by the meta pretty hard. However, I think you can have a lot of fun with this in the regular queue. So this is an Undergrowth themed deck based around Deathtouch and First Strike. Now, if you paid attention and watched our video yesterday, we talked about Deathtouch and fight effects. Now we're just trying to do guides with the mechanics for beginners so that they can learn maybe a little bit how the different mechanics can interact with each other for those big outcomes. So today, like I said, is Deathtouch and First Strike. Let's break down the deck, let's talk a little bit about the strategy, and then let's get into some of the gameplay footage. Our deck consists of 4 Foulmere Knights. This has Profane Insight tagged to it as an instant adventure. You draw a card and lose 1 life, and then the creature is a 1/1 with Deathtouch. Storm Strike, this is an instant speed spell, costs 1 mountain. Target creature gets +1/+0 and gains First Strike until end of turn, scry 1. Moving on to our 2-drops, we have Orzhov Enforcer. This is a 1/2 with Deathtouch and Afterlife 1, meaning when this creature dies, you create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying. We have Sure Strike. This is a 2-cost instant. Target creature gets +3/+0 and gains First Strike until the end of turn. Moving on to our 3-drops, we have 4 Leyline Prowlers. This is a 2/3 with Deathtouch and Lifelink. We can also tap it to add 1 mana of any color. Orcon Assassin, 1/1 with Deathtouch. All creatures able to block him must do so. Aspect of the Manticore. Flash, enchant creature. When Aspect of the Manticore enters the battlefield, attach it to a creature. Enchanted creature gains First Strike until end of turn. And enchanted creature also gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Acolyte of Affliction for 4. It's a 2/3. When it enters the battlefield, put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. Then you may return a permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Golgari Findbroker. This is a 3/4. When it enters the battlefield, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. And then finally, Molderhulk ×2. This is a 9-drop. However, it does have Undergrowth, and this spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature card in your graveyard. And when he enters the battlefield, return target land card from your graveyard to the battlefield. We also have Rugged Highlands, Jungle Hollow, Bloodfell Caves, 8 forests, 4 mountains, and 9 swamps. If you have any rare lands that fit the profile of our color combination here, be sure to put those in as well, because it's just going to make the deck that much more powerful, efficient, and effective, consistent, all those great things. So that's the deck. Now let's talk a little bit about the strategy. The deck's strategy is really simple, and it is, like I said before, probably not a competitive archetype, but a really fun one to play with your friends and just one to get those daily quests done if you need. So our creatures all have Deathtouch primarily, and with those creatures, when you are blocking or attacking, if your opponent is going to engage with that interaction, you don't have to lose your creature. You can put First Strike on it, and when Deathtouch has First Strike, your damage goes in first, and that 1 damage that you do, or that 3 damage, whatever it happens to be, will have Deathtouch, which means they die before they get to attack you back. So that's the main interaction of the deck, is having those Deathtouch creatures, and then when they do get blocked or become blocked, you put the First Strike on it, they survive, you get value because your creature survived, your opponent's left the field, right? We have other things like Acolyte of Affliction, which is going to help us mill our cards into our graveyard and then bring those important things back. It links up really good with Golgari Findbroker, and you can get these cycling. You're just going to have them available to you all the time, right? Because this is taking the top 2 cards of your library, and then you take 1 back. It gets on the battlefield, hopefully you find another, and they can just like cycle themselves till you find more of them, and then you're attacking with them relentlessly. When they die, you're bringing them back with your Findbroker, and then you can mill more of them. So they really support one another just to kind of go off and help you cycle through your whole deck. Only 2 Hulks because you don't want to find this in your draw hand, but it is really good to finish your opponent. This deck might not be really great against other control decks, but if you can find a creature deck without mass removal for you, you're going to do really well. and have a lot of fun with this deck. So that's the general strategy. Leyline Prowler fixes our mana to make sure we have red available to us. Say Falamir Knight if you need the draw. That's basically our only draw engine here, other than our Acolyte of Affliction and Findbroker. And then again, if you can push your assassin up, because all creatures able to block the assassin must do so. So if we can put a +3 on him, for example, and our opponent has a couple of low defensive creatures, we can just knock those off, right? Because we only need to do 1 damage to each of them. So with that being said, that is our DTFS deck, Deathtouch First Strike. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. A quick reminder, we are live on Twitch every single morning, 6 a.m. PST. If you want to join the live conversation there, you can also jump in the Discord. Link for that is down below as well. If you want to talk about this deck, if you have any questions about a deck you're running, we do have a lot of people willing to help you who are friendly in that channel, so be sure to jump in there as well. If you found any value in this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Send this video to one of your friends who you thought of while watching it. Now let's break down some gameplay. Alright, you guys, we're just going to play regular play queue today. This is definitely a non-competitive deck, but I do have a couple of cool interactions I want to share with you. So, consider this budget jank, if you will. Molderhulk is the last thing we want to see in our draw hand, but we do have good land here, so we're going to let that rock. Working towards our Prowler. Mirror. Concealing the fact that we have red as a splash color by holding our mountain in our hand. Oh, I guess not. No ramp for us. Let's just take a little gander here. Oh, absolutely. Right, just gonna start milling our own deck here, getting this Molderhulk's costs down. Deathtouch is here, nice here, sorry, so we can get the attacks in. Nightveil Predator is also really cool. It shuts down Dream Trawler. But then again, he does suffer damage to Shatter Sky. Let's keep digging. These are going to go to the graveyard. That's going to make our Hulk cost less. If we draw land, we can play it. Right? That would be helpful. Taking them into exile, that is a little bit annoying, I'll be honest. So this is actually a pretty cool interaction if it goes through. Good old-fashioned first strike, baby. That nullifies his Deathtouch as well. So he'll need to counter this or destroy our creature. There, we do see the counter. Nice. Oh, second predator. Ouch. Do you think he's got another counter is the question. Alright, just take the damage. And let's toss our Hulk on the field. Gain that life. Getting hit for 6, he's gonna need to defend or something. Probably destroy or remove. Nice. Let's go ahead and grab our Acolyte back and we can keep milling. Let's just keep cycling those. So there's a lot of value here. We can go and just start pulling these cards from our graveyard over and over and over again, which is really, really cool. We do lose our first strike ability. Let's keep digging. Just taking our first strike back. Kind of nullifying his thought erasure here. Let's go in for the kill here. Good game. So, the deck executes quite well in play queue, but in ranked, sometimes we're just getting eaten alive still. Alright, you guys. This is a good opening hand, other than the fact we have our Hulk. I do like the land. It goes into our Prowler. We can't complain, and we're just going to really need to rely on a draw. Right? What do you do? Let's try our best. Okay, Thirsting Shade, lifelink 1/1, pay 3, buff it up. I'll allow it. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of removal out for it. And we don't mind putting our creatures into the graveyard. That's basically part of our strategy. We don't have a 2-drop though, sucks. So he's gaining 2 life here, free attack. And a Footlight Fiend, whatever, bro. 2 of them, that's a little aggressive. Prowler on the field. Alright, a little bit of menace in the house. We're gonna go ahead and shut down this lifelink off the bat. Let's go ahead and ramp and gain a little more lifelink. Why not? We can attack here. Deathtouch will destroy his menace, and we can't block menace like that anyways. I'd rather just block one of the Footlight Fiends. Bloodthirsty Aerialist, so we need to make sure he's not gaining any life. We can gain life. He cannot. Alright, that does work out. Let's take a gander through our deck, see what we pull. Let's take our knight back. Replaying it here. And then we get the attack in as well. Gaining that life. He cannot block or it kills his aerialist. The operative does have lifelink though, so we're going to need to deal with that. And he's going to exile our Molderhulk, I'm assuming. Good on him. And the aerialist goes in for 2, no lifelink included, so that's great. May as well trade here. Right, we would move to the target that he would have dealt 1 damage to. It goes into the graveyard, makes our Molderhulk cheaper. And I want to do it. I really do. That forces him into single target removal. No attacks here. We might kill his Menace character, potentially. Just playing this turn out. We have to do them one at a time for some reason. We can't double block regularly. There we go. Alright, so we can double play our assassins, which is great. And let's just start slamming down. We're gaining 4 life here, which is really, really good. Our opponent's locked on 3 land, which probably sucks for him. In some way, I imagine he's got 2 really good 4-drops in his hand. Down to 12. We're up at 21. Amen. Now the Snitch. So he's a black Surveil deck. Interesting. He does have to block our assassins next turn. So we get the free hit in for 10, which is really nice. And one of the assassins should get through as well, I think. Potentially. We will sacrifice one of our assassins. That's fine. He gets the draw. New creature on the field to block. 2 new creatures on the field for blockers. You gotta love it. And they both need to block the assassin. We're gonna kill the Thirsting Shade. Normally we'd like to put our first strike on the assassin, but at this point we just want to try to barrel over our opponent with what we have. So he loses his lifelink, and he's down to 3. Dropping creatures like a madman. Loving it. We're up at 18, so that's no worries. The lifelink really has carried us through here. Having us sacrifice one of our prowlers. Drawing that card, gaining 2 mana, and another creature on the field, Findbroker. Goes up to 5, down to 1, back up to 3. And a Knight of the Ebon Legion to finish this all off, you guys. Incredible, which he can pay to buff up. Let's go ahead and grab a card. Falmir Knight, getting that extra value out, which we really appreciate. And we now have First Strike, which will out-bully the Knight of the Ebon Legion. Let's see if he's going to go for it. He does. And now we can rebuttal or rebuke. I don't know which word's appropriate there. Let's try to kill him though. We do have Deathtouch First Strike, so of course we just need to touch him once. And we remove the remainder of his creatures, and he has 1 more, you guys. Incredible. And we gain some more First Strike. Hello, good game. Our deck consists of 4 Falmir Knights. This has Profane Insight tagged to it as an instant adventure. You draw a card and lose 1 life, and then the creature is a 1/1 with Deathtouch. Storm Strike. This is an instant speed spell. It costs 1 mountain. Target creature gets +1/+0 and gains First Strike until end of turn. Scry 1. Moving on to our 2-drops, we have Orzhov Enforcer. This is a 1/2 with Deathtouch and Afterlife 1, meaning when this creature dies, you create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying. We have Sure Strike. This is a 2-cost instant. Target creature gets +3/+0 and gains First Strike until the end of turn. Moving on to our 3-drops, we have 4 Leyline Prowlers. This is a 2/3 with Deathtouch and Lifelink. We can also tap it to add 1 mana of any color. Orcon Assassin. 1/1 with Deathtouch. All creatures able to block him must do so. Aspect of the Manticore. Flash. Enchant creature. When Aspect of the Manticore enters the battlefield, attach it to a creature. Enchanted creature gains First Strike until end of turn. And enchanted creature also gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Acolyte of Affliction for 4. It's a 2/3. When it enters the battlefield, put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. Then you may return a permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Golgari Findbroker. This is a 3/4. When it enters the battlefield, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. And then finally, Molderhulk ×2. This is a 9-drop. However, it does have Undergrowth, and this spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature card in your graveyard. And when he enters the battlefield, return target land card from your graveyard to the battlefield. We also have Rugged Highlands, Jungle Hollow, Bloodfell Caves, 8 forests, 4 mountains, and 9 swamps. If you have any rare lands that fit the profile of our color combination here, be sure to put those in as well, because it's just going to make the deck that much more powerful, efficient, and effective, consistent, all those great things. So that's the deck. Now let's talk a little bit about the strategy. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out our other guides for beginners. And if you want to see some of our more popular videos, go ahead and dig into our greatest hits. Don't forget to tap subscribe, and we'll see you all tomorrow.